a keynote address from Dr. Sarita from 10:30 to 11, and mine will be between 10 to 10:30. Later, we will have the presentations from all our registered participants about their research papers. So this is the whole plan for the today's event, and later in the evening we will have a feedback session and the concluding remarks of the conference. So this is what the plan for the day. And today, in the opening of this particular conference, I would like to discuss about the issues and challenges in IoT edge computing. So that is what the keynote I would like to give. Okay. So I think the presentation is, you are able to see the presentation. Okay. So in today's keynote, I would like to throw some light on what is IoT and edge computing, because this is also gaining its importance. Everyone knows about the things that are happening around the Internet of Things. Why it is so important in the context of computing, communications, and data engineering. So the outline of the talk is we introduce the topic with the set objectives and any other issues, addressing issues, followed by the case analysis, conclusion, and references. First, coming to the introduction, edge computing is the placement of compute, storage, and networking resources outside of the network core and closer to the end user. So it is nothing but edge computing is the placement of compute, storage, and networking. These three are very, very important elements of any computing communication system. And when we require to make them available to the core of the network and as well as closer to the end user. So that is the whole point behind edge computing. So by that means what exactly it is, by placing resources closer to the IoT devices, the device doesn't have to send traffic all the way to a central data center to function. So that is the main objective here. This reduces the required bandwidth and improves the performance. Edge computing is transforming the way data is being handled, processed, and delivered from millions of devices around the world. So that is why edge computing is gaining momentum is because we have created huge IoT or sensor-based networks in order to work on different types of applications. So when such a network is happening, then it is very, very important to see that the application is serving to the needs of the end user without much latency or with high throughput. So edge computing is one way of dealing that particular aspect. So as we all know that we know what is internet, we know what is a LAN or WAN, and now we talk about the cloud, we talk about sensors and controllers. So the idea is here, the sensors and controllers are there as part of the IoT system, and they have to be connected to one particular edge so that either computing resource or whatever it is, the network, one must be in a position to access. So that is the whole idea. So the explosive growth of internet connected devices, the IoT, along with new applications that require real-time computing power continues to drive edge computing systems. Faster networking technologies such as 5G wireless are allowing for edge computing systems to accelerate the creation or support of real-time applications such as video processing and analytics, self-driving cars, artificial intelligence, and robotics, to name a few. Edge computing was developed due to the exponential growth of IoT devices which connect to the internet for either receiving information from the cloud or delivering data back to the cloud. And many IoT devices generate enormous amounts of data during the course of their operations. So that's what the tsunami of the data it is going to generate, and how to deal that particular information, how we are using this particular information to the benefits of our end user requirements. So this is a interesting scenario. We all understand that here cloud has a role to play, internet has a role to play, IoT has a role to play, and the edge computing is the one that drives all these that coordinates all these particular scenarios. Again, the exponential growth in mobile computing technology has resulted in the form of newer mobile devices with the variable features and capabilities. To maximize the utilization of such devices, the mobile applications also need to be designed with capabilities to address the real-time as well as non-real-time services requirements using virtualization and distributed computing technique. The prime disadvantage of conventional networks is fixed and inflexible in their operation. So due to their hierarchical architecture, traditional networks are unable to meet the future network requirements such as cloud services and big data analysis that requires classified network traffics based on user demands. Hence, the future network infrastructure has to fulfill few critical criteria such as dynamicity, scalability, adaptability, better quality of service in terms of improved bandwidth and reduced latency. The major factors such as node addressing at lower levels could be a critical issue which affects the above mentioned criteria equally. The networks have also gone through few procedural changes such as OSI layered protocols, TCP/IP protocols, and cross-layered protocols. However, due to the ever-increasing demand for pervasive computing services, computer networks are again in the process of an evolution to fulfill the pervasive requirements by interfacing cyber world with any physical systems for reactive environments or by making Internet of Things for less reactive environments. So this is one approach. So the benefits of edge computing. A key consideration for edge computing is to overcome network latency. So this is important aspect. Cost is also a driving factor for edge computing. Edge computing will often be more computational efficient to process smaller data sets. Many digital products need to be autonomous in their operation. That's all we are all witnessing and we are seeing that, right? This allows them to achieve the required safety, reliability, and end user experience needs. Edge computing provides the ability to have local storage and local computation. Thereby, the device can continue to function even if it is not connected to the network. So this is the important aspect of edge computing. Even if the device goes offline, we are able to access that particular resource with the help of the edge computing systems. Finally, edge computing can improve the security and privacy of an IoT application. Why? Because everything is at the end of the user, so that some sort of security and privacy issues could be controlled in this particular point of view. Edge computing can reduce the number of sensors and actuators connected to the internet. This reduces the potential attack vector of security attacks. Local data processing and filtering by an edge gateway can also reduce the amount of sensitive and private information that is sent through a network. Relationship between IoT and edge computing. The Internet of Things and edge computing are related because edge computing addresses IoT challenges such as network congestion and latency. Network congestion results from a high density of IoT devices, their performance requirements, and the sheer amount of data they generate. The demand for low latency and a reliable connection for mission critical IoT devices places unprecedented strain on the network. Edge computing provides new possibilities in IoT applications, particularly for those relying on machine learning for tasks such as object detection, face recognition, language processing, and obstacle avoidance. Mobile revolution largely accelerated when smartphones substituted feature phones at the edge of the cellular network. Edge computing will have a similar effect on the IoT, fueling strong ecosystem growth as end devices become more powerful and capable of running sophisticated applications. Edge computing delivers tangible value in both consumer and industrial IoT use cases. Edge computing versus fog computing. With edge, compute and storage systems reside at the edge as well, as close as possible to the component, device, application, or human that produce the data being processed. The purpose is to remove processing latency because the data did not be sent from the edge of the network to a central processing system, then back to the edge. When it comes to the fog computing refers to extending computing to the edge of the network. So Cisco introduced its fog computing in January 2014 as a way to bring cloud computing capabilities to the edge of the network. So in an essence, fog is the standard and edge is the concept. That means edge computing is the one is a concept, but fog is the one which is an implementation, which is done by Cisco. So what we are trying to tell, both are same. Edge or fog, both are same, but it is the name that has derived from the Cisco. Fog enables repeatable structure in the edge computing concept. So enterprises can push compute out of the centralized systems or clouds for better and more scalable performance. Role of IoT edge computing in healthcare. Moving the analysis of clinical information to edge computing is crucial for healthcare organizations that want to benefit from going digital and the key to digital healthcare problems. For example, in the hospital, we collect data from IoT devices, which is monitoring patients, and transfer it to the Trust Health Electronic Health Record (EHR) from the bedside with the authentication of staff to the IoT devices through proximity cards. So you understand what exactly we are trying to explain here. How an IoT device and IoT edge will be useful in healthcare industry. That's an example. Role of IoT edge computing in social good. Environmental factors like road traffic density, air quality, weather, school holidays, and other open data sets give better results by processing of data with the help of IoT edge computing and machine learning. The computing power will apply these factors to the data collected from healthcare at the point of admission, where data to be set where the patient expected to be discharged. future directions of computing for the Internet of Things, edge to cloud data exchange capabilities. One has to look into this particular angle. Common on edge data exchange capabilities, streaming data analytics and batch frameworks and APIs, controlled rolling and versioning updates of applications, status of application monitoring from an ad hoc cloud dashboard, cloud-based deployments of edge computing applications. So the concepts are still in various stages of research while handling whether it is healthcare applications or societal related applications or any other service related applications. So we require to take the concept of edge as mainly said that it is for low latency. When we are able to achieve the low latency problem for everything, what exactly the edge computing says, for everything you don't have to go to always to the server, central server. We can have like your how your cache memory works the same way. That here there only in cache memory system, it's only about the memory. Here it is about computing, network, or any other resources. We don't have to depend always on a cloud or any other server. Here it is always we are keeping an edge so that end user can immediately get to the access of these things. But all these things in reality, they are developing. They are in various stage of implementations. So one has to look after these aspects. So this is about the various aspects of edge computing. If anyone has the question here, you can ask me. I would like to present a brief application about how the edge computing and other things will work for us. Here, one particular building block, which is from one of our project. You can see here we have 3 layers. This is a system. This is for development of a precision agriculture system. It is actually, as the diagram outlined here, there is the layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. You have in layer 1 various stakeholders, the user console or whatever it is, and which probes. As here, you can see in the middle at the layer 2, you have certain agents which feeds a middleware here called as context-aware middleware that adapts the soil, plants, weather conditions. That is at the layer 3. And in this particular cycle, the information about the soil, plants, weather will be fed onto the data acquisition system. And that particular information again is fed onto context-aware middleware, which is the key part of this particular architecture, and which updates once the context middleware gets the information. Then it updates all its stakeholders, whether it is public or e-commerce or whether a data center or a mail or a farmer or whoever it is. whichever the application requires this particular information. So this is one simple system where IoT, cloud, edge computing, or big data analytics and all, or artificial intelligence and expert system, everything has a role to play in this particular ecosystem of building a context-aware model or a middleware for developing a precision agriculture. So this is a simple scenario and the concept, which we named it as a U-CAMPa, that is the architecture name. Now this is what the precision agriculture, what we mean to say. Now, to make you to understand what exactly I was trying to refer, here three blocks are there which you can see, and with reference to our previous architecture, there is a software. There are software agents. The agents are here fetch some information, which is nothing but flooding in Madagascar, cyclone in Cuba. These are the two important information which comes as part of this particular agent. The flooding in Madagascar and cyclone in Cuba are the two important information through the software agents. It has been sent to the context-aware middleware. The context-aware middleware takes that particular information and kept here in the particular system and interprets that destruction of vanilla and banana, because the context-aware middleware has the information about the soil, plant, everything as part of our architecture. These two agents information, what happens in the real time, got the message that the destruction of vanilla and banana. So the middleware doesn't stop there. I mean, because that is the precision model what we are trying to explain. It understands that because of this destruction, there is a demand for vanilla and banana farming. So that is what the next demand for vanilla and banana farming. Once it understands that there is a demand, now here all the systems will come into the play. Then they will immediately send a message to the farmer's console. What is that? It will suggest banana crop to Indian farmers, and it will suggest vanilla crop to European farmers. Why? Because it will identify the similar conditions at other place where the demand is there now. So to maintain the supply chain, the context-aware middleware understands due to this particular situation, this particular supply is lost, and the same opportunity may be grabbed by the other people who have the similar conditions, so that now because of this, if the Indian farming people can meet the supply of banana, and then they can meet that particular demand. So that is how the balancing system will come into the play. This is only one example I'm telling, one interpretation, sample workflow. So you can take any cases like this. So that is how the precision agriculture model, what we are trying to explain as far as the architecture is concerned. So to make all these things into the possibility, so the edge computing, the IoT, the machine learning, artificial intelligence, whatever the buzzwords we are talking nowadays, are having a major role to play. There are so many challenges to solve the problems of either agriculture or healthcare or any other related service fields. So we require a lot of support from these particular technologies. So this is what I would like to address this morning, to explain about various aspects of edge computing and IoT. So please understand, to summarize, that the basic goal of edge computing is to reduce the latency for the IoT enabled networks. So that is the fundamental goal for the edge computing. So with this, I would like to conclude the session. If anyone has questions here to ask me, you can ask before I leave the session to other speaker. Any questions? Even you can type if you want to ask a question. No questions? Then thank you. Thank you for your patience listening. Now I request Dr. Sarita to take over the proceedings. She will address about IoT smart textiles, and followed by, after her speech, the sessions will start immediately from 11 onwards.
Good morning, all of you. A very warm welcome to all for the third International Conference on Computing, Communications and Data Engineering. So today I'm going to present on IoT-based smart textiles. So I hope all of you are able to see my screen. So let us start the presentation here. So IoT-based smart textiles. So what we are going to discuss in this keynote speech is introduction to IoT, the very basic introduction, and smart textiles, then classification of smart textiles, some characteristics of fibers used in smart textile, working principle of smart textiles, IoT smart clothing supply chain management, applications, pros and cons, challenges, case studies, and then we'll conclude the session with references. So basically, most of us are aware what is IoT. So it is Internet of Things, means like physical devices, any device it could be. We are allowing to communicate among the devices and also with the human using softwares, sensors, and network connectivity. So basic idea of IoT is nothing but things are being connected using internet to communicate among themselves and also with the human. So today's topic, because it is on smart textiles, I'm not going to in detail of IoT, actually means like introduction of IoT. So we'll deal IoT related with the smart textiles. Okay, so nowadays, if you see or observe, in many cases, in many applications, you can observe that the keyword smart is being used. Okay, like a smartwatch, like a smart fitness band, like smartphones, smart screens, many things, many devices are preceded with a smart keyword actually. So what actually the smart is, like why we say that it is a smart textile, smartphone, like all these things. No, because they could do some processing actually, and they can sense something, and they behave smartly. Like when you will say that a particular person is smart actually, when they will be able to like perform better when compared to the others, right? So in the same way, like all the devices also which are like different from the others, we name them as smart actually. So here, smart textiles are fabrics that have been developed with the new technologies that provide added value to the wearer. Now, till now, you would have heard about like the wearable devices. Now, whenever we want to talk about the healthcare related applications in IoT, normally we talk about the wearable devices like fitness band, wristwatch, like jackets, all these kind of things. Means separate device is going to be added or like used to predict the health of a particular human in the case of IoT based healthcare related applications. But this smart textiles is nothing but the fiber what we are going to use for like stitching our clothes, whatever it could be, like itself will be smart. So that is, we are going to incorporate the smartness in the textiles itself. So we'll see like how we are going to incorporate smartness in the textiles. So smart textiles are a type of smart material that have the capability to sense their environment or external stimuli and can respond to these events by adapting their behavior to it while maintaining some of the intrinsic properties of traditional textiles. So if you see, uh, normally what we think when you talk about the smart textiles, and just now I told you that we are going to incorporate smartness in the textile itself. Obviously, some circuits kind of thing, electronic material, like steel or kind of thing, like we have to incorporate into the textiles. So then immediately what comes into our mind, maybe the textile will not be comfortable for us to wear. No, some, if it is not smooth enough, nowadays no one is wearing, no one is preferring the textiles if they are not comfortable to them. So definitely what happens, so immediately if I say something that textile is going to be incorporated with the smartness, that is with electronic circuits or kind of thing, in what comes into our mind, it might not be a comfortable thing. But no, this is a very wrong thinking, because textiles will be so comfort as normal as traditional textiles are actually. Okay, and also like these textiles, normally what will happen, electronic circuits or some kind of devices should not be exposed to heat actually, right? So textiles should be developed in such a fashion that they should be able to they should be capable to no with the heat, no like rain or chillness, anything, like very light, no darkness, full light, any kind of environment it should be able to like consider, and should be working appropriately. So that circuits or whatever the smartness we want to incorporate into the textiles should be capable of doing all these things actually. So smart textiles benefit from inherent properties of textiles such as flexibility to conform to the body, comfort to the touch, softness, wearability, and the familiarity of the textile. So similarly, as I told you before, it should be as comfort as we wear our normal traditional clothes, and at the same time, like we should be able to the more advantage of the smart textiles will be coming into picture. Like whatever we want to make, it should be incorporated into any kind of fiber actually. Okay. And then there are two different categories in the smart textiles, that is aesthetic and performance enhancing actually. So we'll see what is this. So aesthetic examples include fabrics that light up and fabrics that can change color. So what happens, like you can see these kind of smart textiles during the entertainment programs, like when the dancers are going to use these kind of textiles. So what happens is the textile color will be changing automatically. Like during some particular period of time it will be pink, and during some other time later it will change to red, then like black. It could be designed accordingly. So lighting up, if you observe songs in movies and all, or dance shows in the television, you can see that light ups are going to be coming actually. So these all can be a part of smart textiles actually. Some of these fabrics gather energy from the environment by harnessing vibrations, sound, or heat reacting to these inputs. This we will see in detail after some time. That is nothing but whenever we are talking about the smart device, definitely power should be supplied. So in the case of smart textiles, how we are going to provide the power? So that is nothing but based on the vibrations, sound, heat, and all these kind of things, we are going to provide power. So direct charging is not required in most of the cases. So this in detail I'll let you know at the end of the session. And then the color changing and lighting schemes can also work by embedding the fabric with electronics that can power it. Performance enhancing smart textiles are intended for use in athletic, extreme sports, and military applications. Why we are telling that these are being used in athletic, extreme sports is nothing but these kind of textiles are used to enhance the performance of a person. No, it is not like nothing illegal. Why? Because no. If we are comfortable with a particular like a dress or anything, then only we'll be able to perform better. Otherwise it is not possible actually. So this kind of smart textiles will be able to reduce the stress. The stress of a particular person will be able to recognize, and that could be giving a chance to the person to overcome that. And also to the near ones, if we are intimating, then the near ones also will be consoling and give support to the athletics or the sport person such that they perform well. Just similar, let us say our children are taking the exam, then obviously they'll be getting tensed. Most of the students will be getting tensed while they are taking exam. So when we are using these kind of smart textiles, what happens is the feelings or the tension, the stress what the student is taking will be known to the others and also to the self. So when we are known that we are facing such a problem, definitely we'll try to overcome that one actually, using some kind of meditation, for example. This kind of help could be made in order to increase the performance of the individual. So that is the reason these category of smart textiles are named as performance enhancing. Then these includes fabrics designed to regulate body temperature, reduce wind resistance, and control muscle vibration, all of which may improve athletic performance. So some of the examples like regulate body temperature. So what happens like when we are tensed, like more sweat comes and our body becomes cool like this and all. Reduce wind resistance. No, normally like when a particular no athletic is participating in 500 meters running or no like kind of thing, then if more wind is coming, normally will not be able to perform well. But this kind of textiles will be able to control those kind of things. So these are some of the examples related to the athletic performance using the smart textiles. Other fabrics have been developed for protective clothing to guard against extreme environmental hazards such as radiation and the effects of space travel. For another example is like like nowadays more radiation is coming during the summers. Like we are not able to go out only. So in such cases, these kind of smart textiles will be very helpful. Then, also, the health and beauty industry is also taking advantage of these innovations, which range from drug releasing medical textiles to fabric with moisturizer, perfume, and anti aging properties. So, normally, most of the people will be using like moisturizers during winter, perfumes regularly, and anti-aging like creams also they will be keep using. So these kind of things are no can also be used in the fabric itself, means the fabric will be slowly releasing these things. So what is the advantage is nothing but like perfume, when you are going out you'll use. So what happens after 1 hour or 2 hours, if you are sweat, then that comes to an end. The performance of the perfume comes to an end. So later like like a bad smell might be there, not in all, but in some cases. So these smart textiles will be helping us to avoid all such kinds of cases. Even moisturizer, while we when it is chill, we'll apply and go, but still after some time our skin becomes dry. But if you are using smart textiles, then there is a chance that like our complete body keep moisturized until we return back, or until we use that particular smart textiles actually. So the next one is the classification of smart textiles. So smart textiles can be classified into 3 categories according to its functional activity. See, in the previous case, I have told 2 categories are there, but it is depending upon the textile actually. But here it is depending upon the functional activity actually. Okay. So the first category is passive smart textile. So this is a very basic one when it is introduced. That is like when smart textiles are then only coming. Like then the passive smart textiles are introduced. So it will only be able to sense the environmental conditions, whether it is chill or whether it is too hot. These kind of things only it is being sensed. Then active smart textile. Active smart textile is a second generation which has both actuators and sensors actually. So the actuators act upon the detected signal either directly or from a central control unit. So what is happening actually? So the actuators actually are not present in the passive smart textiles. So they are only sensing. So when we are able to sense only and not being able to process it anything on the sensed data, then actually there is no much usage of sensing the environmental conditions. We'll be coming to know that whether it is hot or whether it is chill. That's all. If we are not able to process anything or take any action against that, then it is not much use. Like we are aware of that cases. That's all. So the next one is like active smart textiles are water resistant also, and vapor permeable heat storage, thermos regulated, vapor absorbing, and heat evolving fabric. This is a very big innovation or advancement when we say about like when compared to the passive smart textile, which is very important also. Why? Because when we wear a particular dress and go outside, it might be very chill, or it might be very cold, and like rain also might be coming sometimes. And also obviously when it is too heat, obviously will become sweat after some particular time. So when we are incorporating circuits into the textile, obviously when vapor is coming, or like rain is coming, there is a chance of electrical shock, right, to the individual when they are using smart textile. So these kind of dangerous things should be avoided. So that is the reason this particular advancement has been made to the smart textile when they are talking about the active smart textile. So now in the case of active smart textile, there is no kind of electrical shock will be there, because those textiles are water resistant and also vapor absorbing actually, so sweat also will be absorbed kind of thing actually. Okay, heat evolving fabric, so heat also will be, you'll not feel heatness also. Ultra smart textile, it is also known as very smart textile. It is the third generation of smart textiles which can sense, react, and adapt themselves to the environmental condition. See here, there are three cases. First one is sensing, and based on that sensing information or sensed information, the user is going to act. That is nothing but in the active smart textile. But in the case of ultra smart textile, what is happening is sensing, reacting, and adopting. All three are going to be done using the textile itself actually. Okay, so a very smart textile essentially consists of a unit which works like a brain with cognition, reasoning, and activating capacities. Okay, so obviously when we want to make something adopt, then the corresponding device should work like a brain. So what are the characteristics of fibers used in smart textile? So in the smart textile, what fibers we need to use, that is what characteristic should be there in that particular fiber actually. Now it should have a high strength, because we are going to incorporate the small kind of circuits. It should be having a high strength such that it should be able to hold that one actually. It should be high chemical, combustion resistant organic fibers, because we should be able to wash them. So when a smart textiles we are washing, there should be no damage actually. So because in washing powders or washing liquids, chemicals are involved, this should be high chemical and combustion resistant organic fiber actually. Then it should be high modulus organic fiber, ultra fine novelty fiber. No, obviously ultra fine, because we are incorporating the electronic circuits. It should not be like very thick. When it is like very thick in nature, generally the users will not be preferring it. So it should be ultra fine, as normal as our traditional clothes are. And it should be high performance inorganic fiber. Smart fabrics have very specific requirements concerning maintenance and production. So this is very important in the case of smart textiles. Why? Because we will be generally having a tendency, and also we'll observe whether maintenance is there for any product what we want to buy. See, suppose if we are going to buy a oven or a washing machine, or let us say like a dishwasher or whatever it could be, what we want to use, whether it is related to our personal life or whether it is related to our professional life, whatever we want to buy, the first thing we will see is whether maintenance will be provided or not. So in this case, yes, there are people, if any circuit is damaged, the corresponding people are there to repair them actually. You need not throw out the fiber as it is, or you need not use that smart fiber as a normal fiber actually. So there are specific requirements concerning mechanical, optical, dielectric and thermal properties. Smart fabrics use smart fibers. So then the working principles of smart textile. So here you are going to have a simulation process to be started. Then in that case, like we are going to have sensing. After sensing, processing is going to be done, and after processing, actuation will be done, then response will be given. So this sensing, processing and actuation together will be done in the controlling point actually. So here smart textiles have 5 functions to complete its full works. If you see here, this 5 functions is stimulation, sensing, processing, actuation and response. So here sensors, it captures the parameter from the environment. For example, let us say if it is heat or like wind, whatever it could be, it will be able to sense. Suppose if you are going to sense the stress of a person, or if you want to stress the pulse rate of the person, or if you want to sense the blood pressure of a person, anything, whatever you want to sense, that data is going to be captured by the sensors. Then data processing. It is required when active processing is necessary. Means so once sensors sense the data, we want to process and get useful information by using that particular sensor data. So that will be obtained using data processing. Then actuators. It responds by the resulting function of sensor. So after processing is done, so based on the information what we had, we are supposed to act accordingly. So that is nothing but actually what is happening in actuators. Then stimulation. It is found from the environment. That is what actually we want to sense. That is there will be in the stimulation. Giving response from the actuators, it gives response. So once a particular functions is performed, then the response will be given as an end product. And you really might think that only computer science students, or let me say computer science people will be involved in the research, or let me say product development, or whatever it could be in the IoT smart textiles actually. But actually not. It is multi disciplinary topic. So these many disciplines will be involved in the IoT based smart textiles actually. And we say this is the smart supply chain management in the case of IoT smart clothing. So you see that technical and non-technical people also are involved in this. Means not only actual BTech actually. Excuse me. So clothing, textile engineering, electronics, computing, communications, product development, manufacturing and logistics, system and mechanical engineering, industrial design, social science and medicine, fashion design, standardization, energy sources, fibers and materials, cyber security, data analysis. So these many specializations are required.
నాది వాట్సాప్ ఇప్పుడు నేను ఆల్రెడీ పంపించుంటాను కదా వాట్సాప్. ఎవరికైనా పంపించానా? ఇప్పుడు పంపించలేదనుకో శేషికి పంపిస్తాను నా దాంట్లోంచి. దీంట్లో కూడా పంపించచ్చు.
Kalyani, please mute yourself. So these many specialized people are required to bring the product completely and successfully as a smart fiber or smart textile actually. Okay. So the applications of smart textiles. There are various types of applications of smart textiles we can see in our daily life. Once the smart textiles are rigorously coming into the outside world, then everyone will be able to use them as a regular clothes. So here, healthcare and telemedicine, sportswear and leisure, military, police and emergency services equipment, entertainment and fashion wear. So there are applications in various fields actually. So if you see in the healthcare, like systems can be off-the-shelf electronics with dry electrodes fabricated on FR4 boards to incorporate into the textile. Off-the-shelf electronics is like different one when compared to your on-shelf. Actually, that is into the textile or not. That is going to be decided actually. So these electronics can accomplish multiple biometric monitoring such as sweat rate, temperature, ECG, blood oxygen level, etc., along with the wireless transmission. In combination with the global positioning technology, they can facilitate medical intervention and augment ubiquitous healthcare. Means, no, basically here, what is happening in the healthcare related applications is when you are going to like use a particular textile, then not only observing the sweat rate or temperature or any sensed information. Now, let me say if in this particular present situation, pandemic situation, if oxygen level is decreasing, we need to worry really. So that kind of information, when oxygen level is decreased, immediately it should be made known to the individual and also the near ones or like family doctors kind of thing. Then immediate action could be taken and we can save the life of a person. So these kind of things need to be incorporated in the case of healthcare applications. So some examples here. So no, this kind of things is nothing but dry textile electrodes. You can see here, like we can see the pulse rate. I mean, heartbeat rate here. And printed in ink traces here. We are not able to see here. This is nothing but that. Sorry. Yeah. Near IR LEDs. This, if you see, it is like looking like a small design. And also these are actually LEDs actually. No, these are printed conductive ink traces here we are having. And this is nothing but what we are showing here. Photo phlethismography armband. So this actually is a t-shirt and this particular thing is an armband which we are going to wear to our arm actually. So fixed to the arm basically. Okay, this is helping in the as one of the application in the healthcare. And here you can see another one. So this is a band what a person is wearing, okay, to the shoulder. So this person is suffering from the shoulder ache. So directly the communication, like when exercises are being done, physiotherapy is being done, then the improvement or betterment, whatever it could be, the way we are performing the physiotherapy, it might to lead both the ways. There could be improvement, there might not be improvement. So whatever it is, it will be intimated to the doctor so that accordingly the physiotherapy will be changed to the person. So this kind of applications also are there in the healthcare using smart textiles. Another example or application we can say is life belt. Life belt plays a significant role in medical sector. It's a valuable decision support tool. Basically, life belt is a trans-abdominal wearable device. Will wear at the abdominal level. So to avoid the frequent visit of additional patients, the remote health monitoring provided by this. So what actually the life belt is nothing but normally completely the health of a particular person could be sensed. So in this particular case, what is happening is remotely the health of an individual will be watched by a doctor or normally our family doctors or any person who is associated with that particular person. So because of this, what is happening is regular checkups need not be there. The time, obviously, the time of the patient or a time of an individual person or the doctor could be saved to a large extent. So another one is like in the case of defense, smart textile is also used for defense. In extreme conditions or situations, there is a need for real-time information technology to increase the protection and survivability of the people working in those conditions. However, smart textile done it rapidly and safely. So this, one of the application I would like to tell you here, when defense people are using this, no, they will be going into some different locations where some people might not know also. So in such cases, if anything happens to a particular person, then intimation could be given to the higher officials or the management or whoever it could be. So that kind of applications could be there in the smart textiles also. Instead of using additional devices, smart textiles will be very simple. Then life jacket. So in the case of life jacket, it is also one of the application in the healthcare itself. So medical device which always monitors blood pressure or the heart rate. This will be very helpful. The complete upper body can be scanned or sensed basically, and anything related to that, will be able to know before itself. And this is application related to the entertainment. As I already specified, colors and lights could be there. This is one of the application or example in that case. Then automotive, drivers, if they are drowsy, if they are not able to control the vehicle, these kind of things could be sensed in the automatic cases and can be intimated to the respective people. Then sports I already specified. Athletics, they can improve the performance using smart textiles. And some more, for example, baby blanket will be there such that if baby is crying or feeling uncomfortable, normally the people, if baby is crying, will be coming to know. But if baby is feeling some uncomfortness, then will not be able to some of the people will not be able to identify that. So definitely in such cases, this kind of smart blankets will be very helpful for us. Now this is like for gaming actually. This is in the case of car steering wheel. This is one of the important application in this particular case. Why? Because if we are using this car steering wheel smart textile, then when you are not able to control or when you are feeling drowsy, then it will be will be able to easily, that is a textile will be able to recognize easily and help you. The pros and cons of smart textiles. Smart textiles could be incalculably beneficial in many areas. Communications are the backbone of the modern technological revolution, and integrating communication technology into clothing can continue that trend. So these are the advantages basically. Furthermore, smart textiles could be programmed to monitor things like biometrics, which could help athletes, people on diets, and physicians observing patients' vitals. So here, people on diets means like if you are taking more food, if you want to, reduce your weight, then that also will be intimated to you that you are taking more food and more, calories of food actually. So if you see like biometrics, we are telling, suppose if you are normally we'll give thumb impression, like all of us as in the college to give the attendance basically. So suppose if we are asked to wear a particular band or kind of thing without giving punching or giving our thumb impression itself, directly if you are in the college, we'll be able to. That is like where it can be sensed where we are basically. That kind of advantage also is there. Obviously, that can be a disadvantage to an individual also. Imagine a maternity gown. No, this is also very helpful actually for the women who are carrying and women who have delivered a baby actually. Now, what will happen to the maternity gown if it is using a smart textile is the baby's heart rate could be regularly checked. And if any emergency is required, immediately the intimation will be given to the doctor and also to an individual, because individuals also might not be aware like when they need to go to the hospital. Some cases it might be late in going to the hospital. So that kind of things can be avoided in this particular case. Imagine clothing that adapts to the cold to prevent frostbite or hypothermia. So in some cases, nowadays, mostly I can say many people are, suffering from asthma. So, and this is a very dangerous to the present situation also for COVID-19. So that kind of things can be avoided using smart textiles. That is, we can prevent the person, to instead, to face the asthma. Before that itself, we can take preventions actually. Imagine soldiers that with uniforms that could coordinate information or change colors to actively camouflage. This is very important for the soldiers, suppose, let me say, when the soldiers goes into the trees, let us say their dress color should change according to the tree colors. Suppose if it is green, dark green, then it should change to dark green color. If they are going into the sand color, it should change. Like this. And near rocks, if they are, it should be changed to the rock color, such that the enemies will not be able to trace these people out. So the possibilities of smart textiles seem to be nearly endless, and that's without even delving into the simply fun realms of art and fashion design. So if you observe, there is no field such a way that smart textiles is not involved actually. Anywhere we can use this smart textiles. So that is the reason why huge research is being carried out in this particular field actually. And as you can observe that many people also are required for this particular case. So different discipline people also are involved in this particular research. So the challenges is mechanical environment, washability, power supply, product development, and commercialization. So, already we spoke about these things. Mechanical environment, that is, we are going to fabricate mechanical small devices into the textile, but still we should be able to make fiber to be smooth enough or fine enough. Washability, that is, we should be able to wash these particular textiles, but still the textile should be as normal as it is, and at the same time our circuit should not be damaged. Power supply, how we have to supply the powers to these particular circuits is another challenge. Then how to develop this product and commercialize it. Until today, the wireless body area network based on interconnected sensors and actuators with own energy supply and thus mounted without electric connections on the textile are still a vision. Means, recently only the power supply, instead of giving physically, means directly to the electric power, they introduced how the power can be generated directly to the electronic circuits in the fibers actually. So the energy supply is an issue existing since the early days of the wearable computing. It is an issue in the early days, but now it is slowly, we are overcoming that problem also. So batteries, processors, or complex sensors like inertial measurements units are not available as textile subsystem. These are all initial cases. So then I'll just show this 2 or 3 case studies. You can see here. Tactile dialogues means dementia patients will be using this. That is nothing but you can see these two people sitting in a sofa with a pillow in their lap. So this old lady is suffering, is a dementia patient actually, and she want to communicate something to the others. So what happens actually is she is able to communicate with this lady using this pillow. So how many times she is touching this pillow, based on the vibrations, then this lady is able to understand what she is telling actually. So the pillow is programmed in such a fashion, that is, vibrations in the pillow will be programmed. Suppose if you say like 1 vibration or long vibrations, small vibrations, 2, 3 vibrations, how the communication need to be carried out will be known to these two people actually. So accordingly, these two people will be communicating actually. This is one of the application for smart textiles. Another one is, as I told you, like physiotherapy related actually. This lady, this is a person who is making this lady to cure, the problem of her arm, like this hand, right hand. So he is making to the lady to do exercises. So when this quote is nothing but based on using smart textile. So here, when she is doing exercise, you can observe that this physiotherapist is observing in this iPad. So here, that is improvement is there, betterment is there or not, he is able to see here. So then based on that, he will change the exercises. Suppose if it is improving, she is able to do it comfortably, then he'll go for further exercises. Or if she is facing any problem in doing this exercise itself, then he'll reduce the level of exercises. Like this, it could be actually. Then this is nothing by big. That is a self-care tool for personal well-being. That is nothing but no one is going to help you here. Suppose if you see in these two applications, another person is associated, but in this particular case, no person will be associated. It is for self-being. So directly we'll be coming to know, and our near ones and our family doctor, everyone who how we are programming. Based on that, it will be intimating about the health of a particular person. Yeah, this is the one what I told you before, that energy harvesting. How we are going to supply the power to the electrical equipment or any equipment what we are incorporating into the textile. No, there are 4 different ways, actually 5 different ways. That is my biomechanical, body heat, biochemical, and solar power. And hybrid power also is there. So here, what actually is being how these cases are able to generate power is nothing but when you are doing exercises mechanical in joints, we are going to generate the power actually. And obviously we all know our body will be generating a heat. Similarly, biochemical and solar power, when we are going outside, the solar power, sun heat will be generating the energy, solar energy. So any combination of these is nothing but hybrid energy harvesting. So here, if you see this is a textiles, how we are able to provide the power to the devices in the textile. That is nothing but the Teng, Peng, TEG, BFC, SC, and HG. So Teng is triboelectric nanogenerators, piezoelectric nanogenerators, thermoelectric generators, biofuel cells, solar cells, hybrid generators. These will be incorporated into the textiles in order to generate any one of these particular kind of energy. And using this particular energy, the devices or the equipment in the textile is going to get the power, and automatically they are getting charged. So manually we need not charge them actually. Okay, so the next one is a smart personal protective equipment like boots, hand gloves. All these can be used. A scarf can be used. The persons who are climbing, up the stairs while they are constructing the houses, cutting trees, etc., etc., they can use trousers actually, like this. So, what is the future of important, smart textile? Smart textiles are becoming internationally a dynamic innovation for textile sector. For textile sector, smart textiles is promoting a good strength and position internationally and create new job opportunities for the poor people. Smart textile is a new field to spread knowledge to develop through textile material and textile processes. Textile is a material close to the human being, and it is a natural carrier of technology. So smart textile can easily contribute for the upcoming textile sector. So as I already told you, there is no field where the smart textile need not be or cannot be applicable. So because there are more and more fields where these smart textiles can be applicable, obviously there is a huge chances of upgrading these particular smart textiles. So whoever are there in the textile industry will be able to really, it is a very upcoming good opportunities are there for them actually. And not when you are talking about the smart textiles, as I already told you, there are many specializations in that. All those specializations could work on this particular field. So what are the chances of for further research in this case, that is the smart textiles, is nothing but for sensors and actuators you can do. For signal transmission, processing and controls, you can perform research. And in this particular thing, you can see like neural networks and control systems, cognition theory and systems like this, wearable computing, bioprocessing, tissue engineering. So you can consider, you can take any field and perform the further research on this smart textiles. Okay. So conclusion is nothing but there are like various applications related to the smart textiles. There are challenges which some of them have been overcome, and more are there which still can be overcome using your research. And that is reason why we say that the field is still open for more and more research to be carried out. So these are the references what I have taken. So any questions? I conclude the session here. IoT based smart textiles. Any questions? Yes. So shall we further proceed with the presentations? Venkat Krishna sir. Mary Sujata. Are you able to hear me? Mary Sujata. Are you there, Sujata? Dear participants, I'll call you one by one. Accordingly, you please be ready with the presentations. I think Sujata is not there. Aishwarya, 1309. Aishwarya, please unmute yourself and give response.
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready, ma'am.
Yeah, start your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, are we visible, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Continue.
Good evening to one and all. I'm Aishwarya, M.Tech from SPMVV Tirupati. So today I'm going to present my topic, Smart Education by Using Emerging Technologies. And this is the content slides. In this we can have the abstract introduction and literature reviews and methodologies, benefits, limitations, and the conclusion. Smart learning is an extensive length of education insight in today's virtual age. So the learners becomes a proactive leader as opposed to a static follower of the instructional approach. With the hastily development of massive online education and several research works have been achieved to know e-learning mastering environments. So in this research, I have an effort to identify the techniques, tools, deployment models, service models, benefits, limitations, and comparison between the different technologies to achieve smart education. This study helps to identify emerging technologies to achieve smart education. Introduction. The smart learning is an expensive term for instruction in the present computerized age. It reflects how trend-setting innovations are improving students to process information and abilities all the more adequately, proficiently, and helpfully. Keen training should be possible in a virtual or physical conditions, and the smart instructions unravels this problem by utilizing the best-in-class innovations to help students and educators set themselves up for tomorrow. In this we can use emerging technologies like cloud computing, Internet of Things, blockchain, and big data. Cloud computing is a model of for enabling ubiquitous, convenient, on-demanding network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources that can be rapidly provisioned and released with minimal management effort or service provider interaction. The object of the cloud computing is to permit clients to take profit from this advancement. The cloud plans to reduce the expenses. The cloud computing simply involves the provision of information technology solutions as a services rather than as a product through the internet. The cloud computing permits venture to get their applications going quicker with improved sensibility and less effort. Internet of Things. The Internet of Things is an environment of related things coupled with sensors and that capture facts in their surroundings, keep method and examines both as a device itself or inside the cloud or remotely to create a feed. IoT gives an interesting medium for instructing students and enhanced performance. IoT transfers any object in the real world into the intelligent objects. The IoT gives us a control of things which are around us and keep us informed of the state of the object. Yeah, here blockchain. Blockchain is mostly simply defined as a decentralized and distributed ledger technology that records the provisions of the digital assets. It might be high time to reflect on consideration on a more and bendy technology, relaxed technology. Within the smart education system, the blockchain is frequently described as a digital ledger. This area can provide extra security and first-rate training. Blockchain technology is not only single technology, it is a combination of many technologies such as cryptography, algorithms, etc. So big data, the big data is now an essential thing in education. Big data is a term that describes a large volume of data, both structured and unstructured. The massive record applications recognizes the challenges of the present-day schooling missions in a clever way. In smart education, educational data is acquired, organized, and analyzed to make a meaningful business decisions. Literature review. In this literature review, I have taken that how the different authors describes their methods and features to achieve the smart education. In this slide, I have only taken the cloud computing in different methods the authors use. So first, SMAC. Ma'am, are you hearing, ma'am, my voice?
Yes, continue.
Okay, ma'am. So SMAC is a social media mobility analytics cloud. Its features are easy maintenance and availability. To gather the perspective on the vital participants in the space on the web training, the understudies and the teachers about the proficiency of SMAC as a decent arrangement in online training are tried. Speculations are surrounded to test the variant of the members concerning the current and future association pace of SMAC are tried at the 5% level of hugeness. So, and the next method which was used by some of the authors are Delphi technique. Delphi review procedure was used to distinguish the possible and snacks among the specialists from HCIs and cloud administrative sellers. So the features are the Delphi techniques are security and automatic system. And the next was massive open online courses. So MOOC is, in short, it is called MOOC. So MOOC is principally conveyed using the cloud, and it utilizes the internet to make instructions vastly accessible to a boundless extent of participants. Exploring MOOC as an achievement of distributed computing in instructions, the study indicated as infrastructure as a service and software as an administration as a significant cloud administration model utilized in instructions, and its features are large network access on on-demand self-services. This was the first one was methods which was used in the IoT, Scrum and Scale Agile framework. Features, and its features are intelligence, convenient, and communications. So next one was methods which was used in blockchain technology, decentralized methods, and its features are faster settlement and immutability and enhanced security. So next one was a statistical analysis and descriptive analysis in big data, which was used in big data, and data processing and analytic securities are its features, which was in big data. Methodology. Cloud-based e-learning models. We are using different types of study tools we are used to conduct the surveys on this emerging technology, cloud computing. So here are the Delphi technique, which was used to survey on this cloud computing. Delphi is a supportive technology and a technique which was used to involve expert judgment and individual feedback through a repeated responses, and then submits the feedback to the research owner, who would process the appropriate responses looking for central tendencies and motivations. This is especially valuable in circumstances where a person appraisal must be tended to and combined to conquer a non-attendance of understanding among members. So here are some of the statistical tools which was used by the researchers are Pearson correlation coefficient for validity and Cron batch alpha for reliability statistics, frequency and descriptive analysis, and the parametric test, one sample t-test. So here is the e-learning model. In this model, we have the different layers. So resource management layer and software resource layer, hardware resource layer, service layer, and business application layers. So from monitoring model, it was entered into the resource management layer, and from combining all these layers, and it was entered to the software resource layer, and combination of hardware resource layer is entered into the software resource layer. From there, it was entering into resource management layer, and then it entered into the service layer. There it was entered into the evolutionary mechanism, and again it was entered into the pre-scheduled mechanism. From there, it was entered into the business application layer, and there all the layers are combined. Then application layer was formed, and then it was it was reached by the user. It was reached to user. So that's it. And here the IoT can be recognized as a new method for administrating the classroom with the developed tools, and some of the tools were used in IoT are smart digital boards, interactive learning, mobile devices, and drug educational apps. And major regions where the utilization of IoT in intelligent learning environments are human-centered design, working strategies, and gaining knowledge of learning and cooperation culture. And here is the dimensions which was formed by the IoT in smart learning. So some of them are real-time learning and remote e-labs and unlimited learning platforms and online connecting the industry to economics, improved training. These are some of the learning dimensions by IoT which was formed. Next, blockchain in smart technology. Generally, lifelong newcomers has restrained control and possession over their getting to know systems and facts associated with their mastering. So this is one of the decentralized model of educational transactions. So the learner can perform the different performances, and he have to register for the courses, and he has to engage with online resources, and he has been guided with some of the teachers, and he has to repetitions with some of the other learners, and he has to explore and create and reflect some of the projects, and he has to reflect and plan some of the and that was visible for the employers. And blockchain consisting of the here is a big data in smart education. Big data information is commonly taken into consideration in some critical factors named as a quantity, velocity, and variety and veracity, where volume is the amount of information to be analyzed, and the pace is the rate at which fact flows, and variety is the variations of facts received from the different assets and maybe in different formats like Bayes and unstructured statistics. Whereas veracity is the degree to which information is correct, particular, and trusted. This extends the information area of a huge records for similarly reading and decoding these data styles for higher understanding and later to be used for enterprise decision making and predictions. The issues of high volume of network traffic and affecting the business sectors. Big data analytics capabilities to improve network performance. It is important to mention here that network performance has a significant impact to both operational and dynamic capabilities. Big data analytical capabilities to improve the network performance. It is important to mention here that the network performance has a significant impact through both operational and dynamic capabilities. Discriminant validity refers to a level to which items can be differentiated among different constructions to show that the items of different constructs are not overlapping. So these are the in this slide benefits of some of the emerging technologies in different paper. So in cloud computing, we have the solid virtual homeroom conditions, and in another paper, the simplicity of availability and broadcast investment funds. And in Internet of Things, the clever faculty contains numerous clever IoT gadgets for enhancing learning procedure. The attendance of scholar may be recorded automatically and time can be saved, whether for college kids or instructors. The clever faculty need to have Wi-Fi sensors and locks for helping front-end existence of the schoolroom's doorways. So blockchain technology ought to carry vast advantages to education along with high security and low fee. To protect these data, an encryption algorithm was performed before sending it to other participants. The blockchain ensures the authenticity of the digital certificates as well as the identity of the users. Big data. Big data was fully known how the ability of data-driven market. Generating the customer gives primarily based on their buying habits and improving pattern in engagement and increasing the customer loyalty. Here is some of the limitations which was achieved, described by the different authors. So cloud computing, the initial cost of the system is very low, but the maintenance cost is very high. Not all the applications support the cloud structures, and the security of the cloud also is the most important issue need to be considered. This secure cloud can be attacked from the outsiders easily. So Internet of Things compatibility, complexity, and privacy security limitations are occurred in different papers. And blockchains use excessive energy. Mining does not provide in network security, and the blockchain is not a huge distributed computing system. So big data is a traditional storage, can fee a lot of money to keep big facts, and lots of big information is unstructured. So it can be used for manipulation of purchasers' information. It can also grow social stratification. So these are the limitations which was occurred in different emerging technologies. Conclusion. The target of the smart training is to improve students' personal satisfaction, long learning, and learning occurs in any place and whenever. Furthermore, creates heaps of social information of students, and with the interconnected and interoperable learning and administrated and experience between the smart instruction framework and different frameworks of savvy urban communities are the further examination centers. It centers around the relevant and customized and consistent figuring out how to advance students, inciting, developing, what more, encouraging their critical thinking capacity in key situations with the improvement of innovations and inside present-day society. Brilliant training will definitely numerous challenges the prerequisites of smart instruction dependent on the brilliant CTR advanced. Ma'am? Hello, ma'am. Completed, ma'am. Yes, sir. Preferences, sources. Thanks for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you. Ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, completed, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Any questions from the audience? Vanilla Reddy, I'm sorry that I missed your comments in YouTube actually. Here is my response for your questions in the comments box in YouTube related to the IoT based smart textiles. You are asking that it's cost very high. Right now, like suppose if you see any device, if it is newly introduced, because we'll not be able to customize it properly or whatever the reasons could be, like the cost will be high. Later, the research will be carried out in such a fashion that to reduce the cost also. Okay, slowly, when everything becomes smart textile, so there is no difference will be there. Okay, so then automotive related smart textiles are something very difficult to think because it must know the entire body behavior. See, if you see, this is not actually much difficult. Why? Because as you observe that one of the application I have already shown you, that smart textile which can be given to your steering wheel, and at the same time the seat covers, like the driver seat cover could be a smart textile. So based on the movements of your body, it is easy to recognize that one. So not much difficult in this particular case. I hope I have cleared your doubt actually. This is to the comments of the Vanilla Ready in the YouTube. Thank you. And then Bhargavi,
Yes, ma'am.
start your presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, are you visible to my screen, ma'am? Ma'am?
Yes, it's visible.
Ma'am? Hello, ma'am?
Hello, Bhargavi. Yes, you can proceed, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Myself,
Put in the presentation mode. Slideshow. Slideshow. Yes, continue.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Myself, Bhargavi from M2M Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SPMVV, Tirupati. Today, the topic for my presentation is safety measures about women violence in social media platform. Let's move on to the presentation. This is layout of my presentation. These are abstract, introduction, literature review, overall analysis on women's safety, methodology, conclusion, and references. Let's start the presentation. Abstract. Nowadays, women are experiencing a lot of violence, such as harassments in several cities. In this society, women are playing a vital role. Women are facing many problems by the modern day society. Not only women, but also girls and small babies have been facing many problems in public places of cities. In this paper, mainly focus on the role of social media, which can be used to promote the safety of women. This special reference to the participation of many social media websites or applications such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. The social network sites update their opinion on a particular incident by taking the suggestions of different people. And introduction. In our society, women and girls have been facing many struggles and harassments due to our ungovernable and undisciplined people. In day-to-day daily life, number of harassments are increased. Even government also can't give the correct solution to the public. The particular study that was conducted across the most popular metropolitan cities India, including Delhi, Mumbai, and Pune, it was shown 63% of the women feel unsafe while going out to work or while traveling in public transport. Women freely can go on outside like an educational institution, shopping malls, and any other places. They are feel unsafe. The dataset that was obtained through Twitter about the processes through machine learning algorithms for the purpose of smoothing the data by remaining zero values and using Laplace and Porter's theory is to develop a method of analysis of data and remove retweet and redundant data from the dataset. And these are my literatures. The first in 2016, the GC Hurricane et al. Is proposed the smart security solution for women based on Internet of Things. In this paper, he proposed a device which is integration of multiple devices. Hardware comprises of a wearable smart band which continuously communicates with smartphone that has access to the internet. That is, this generates a signal which transmitted to the smartphone. The software or application has access to GPS and messaging services which are pre-programmed in such a way that whatever it receives an emergency signal, it can send help request along with the location coordinates to the nearest police station, relatives, and the people in near radius who have application. And second literal is in 2016, Sanjita Sharman et al. He proposed an Android-based security alert system for female. In this paper, developed a Bluetooth security device aligned with an Android mobile app. Within the Android mobile app that came into the consideration during a crisis, women to press a button from that security device, and an automatic message of the victim's location information is sent number selected by the application. An automated message will also be sent to the nearest police station. Moreover, a voice call will be sent to the first number of the contact list. And third literally in 2017, Sankalp Mehta et al. Is proposed an Android-based application for women safety. In this paper, they proposed an Android application for the safety of women, and maybe this application activated this app by moving the mobile anytime need arises. The app detects the location of the space, sends a message with GPS, and this location URL also sends registered contacts in our mobiles. And next one is in 2017, Gupta B. Negi et al. Is proposed the study of Twitter sentiment analysis using machine learning algorithms on Python. In this particular paper, here the usage of social websites for the safety of women using sentiment analysis with Python coding language. Twitter comes under the sentiment analysis, a category of text and opinion mining. It focuses on analysis, feeding the modes and data of tweets and machine learning modes to train and test its accuracy so that we can use this model for future use according to the result. And finally, in 2018, Muskan et al. Is proposed the women safety device design using IoT and machine learning. In this paper, developed a device which can be customized to know the individual patterns of temperature and heartbeat, and then it finds produces an alarm. In this system, wearable a device that has sensors that read body temperatures and the pulse rate is constant and sends to the Arduino board. Also on the device, machine learning and logistic regression algorithms use this training data to teach our algorithm about different risks and how to behave. And the overall analysis on women safety. Although my research has been done in this area on women safety, but I found I have four types. I have carried in three ways. These are one Android and by developing an external devices and also using social networking sites. The research based on the Android systems using the location of the victim by GPS, after that again voice recognition by Android mobile, and it will inform accordingly to the nearby police station. The new model developed and it will inform to the nearby police station when the victim press the button in Android mobile. After that added new feature. In Android device added all the existing features like shaking and pressing lower button for the safety of women related issues. The first integrated device developed in IoT and which linked with the mobile. The device is integrated using IoT by taking reference to temperature and heartbeat using Arduino based sensing systems by considering the heart acceleration. By considering all the above mentioned insufficient and lack of fulfillment in women's safety, one another way also research have been carried, that is uses of social networking sites. Recently, the detailed information and methodology discussed for the safety of women using social websites. The algorithms are implemented using machine learning with Python coding language in Twitter to provide and educate people to ensure women's safety. This method of approach in research to ensure women's safety is recommended to take some pre-planned precautions, and also one can see the public response on some incident, and government also can take the actions. And this is a methodology. Here figure 1 shows the solving or implementation process of sentiment analysis. Here first of all downloading the sentimental dictionary, and all and next is and next download the tweets data set from the Twitter, and the data set is added to the sentimental dictionary, and after that clean tweets by removing the stop words and noise like repetitive letters. That means clean the abused words, and after that each word allowed the strength to the words, and so that the period to the given confidently followed by the selecting words, and after the comparison of positive and negative statements and counting, and after rating based on the calculation. Here followed the one procedure. First of all downloading the tweets data set. The tweets data set collects the sum of the first. For example, take the some words like 100 words are collected. First of all, separate the positive words and negative words. Already positive and negative words are existed in the sentimental dictionary. So that was number of positive words divided by total collected words, and the same as number of negative words by total collected words. And first aggregate the positive and negative words, and after that rating will be prepared. And second figure shows the proposed methodology to ensure women safety. Here also downloading the sentimental dictionary. Here first figure shows the only Twitter datasets. Here also used Twitter, Facebook, some social media websites. Why I'm choosing this? Why I'm choosing this all social media websites? Because Twitter used, some of the persons use Twitter, but Facebook, Instagram, like that apps are used. Mostly pupils are used Facebook, Instagram, like that. So that's why I'm taking data all from the social media. The data will be more, and it will be, our safety will be maximized, and our analysis can be maximized. And here also removing the stop words noise data, like that, and after the we allot the strength to the each word, and will count positive words and negative words and transfer to the new application. It will be developed slowly, and where we can provide about a place, or even we can use our safety. The methodology is not only can be used in human safety, it will be extended to the tourism, any places like shopping malls kind of things also. Mm, and finally, my conclusion is throughout the research, we discussed different methods like Android device machine learning algorithms based developed in the area of human safety. Among all, machine learning helps to maintain and extensively analyze data from social websites, received millions of tweets and text messages, shared everybody. Machine learning algorithms effective and useful when it comes to large analysis data amount, including SPC algorithms. and linear algebraic factor model helps to classify the data and more meaningful to the groups. And finally, references are. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am?
Any questions from the audience? You can directly ask or give in the chat box. Okay. No questions? Sirisha,
Yes, ma'am.
share your presentation.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sirisha Madhuri, and I work as Assistant Professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering, School of Engineering and Technology, SPMVV. Ma'am, is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, thank you. So today, my research paper title goes on like Detection of Network Intrusion in Big Data using Apache Spark. So coming to the introduction part, so I would like to give some basic importance of big data in today's human life. So in today's business landscape, big data became the most valuable asset for any business organization. So across every industry, big
A
data
bit
is
louder.
yes, ma'am. So across every industry, big data is being heavily used to predict future trends, recognize patterns, and draw new conclusions also. So due to the increment in processed data size, researchers are initiated to resolve issues present in big data. So here the major thing which I am considering is the intrusion detection. So how actually the big data helps in intrusion detection is like we have high volume, high variety, and high speed of data being generated in the network these days. And this has made the data analysis process to detect the attacks. And these detection of attacks are becoming, they are being detected in a traditional ways. And these traditional ways, the traditional ways of detecting these attacks are also becoming very difficult. It's becoming difficult to trace such attacks. So we are going to use some big data techniques, something like intrusion detection systems to deal with this big data to find the accurate and efficient data analysis process. So coming firstly to this intrusion detection system, an intrusion detection system, also called as the IDS, is a device or a software application that monitors a network or system for malicious activity or some policy violations. So when some malicious activity is being seen or being identified in some network, then we then the techniques which are used to find such intrusion activities is called network intrusion detection system. And this IDS always looks for some attack signatures which are specific patterns that usually indicate some malicious or suspicious events. So such intrusion detection system, here I have majorly mentioned like attack signatures. So this comes under the category of misuse intrusion detection system or the signature based intrusion detection system. So we have different ways of classifying an intrusion detection system. The majorly classified IDS are anomaly based, signature based. So signature based is also called as misuse intrusion detection system, and the host based IDS, network based IDS, and stack based IDS. So here majorly in this particular research paper, I am going to highlight out about the network based intrusion detection system. So we are going to find the intruders activities or some malicious or suspicious events which are found out in the networks. So, like, what is basically a network-based intrusion detection system? So, it is an intrusion detection system which is used to monitor and analyze the network traffic to protect a system from network-based threats. So, a network intrusion detection system reads all inbound packets and searches for any suspicious patterns which are found. And one more thing is, like, this particular network-based intrusion detection system, it is generally deployed or placed at some strategic points throughout the networks. That is how it is built up, and actually covers the places where traffic is most likely, which are more vulnerable to rectified by using this network-based intrusion detection system. So, in order to build up such network intrusion detection system, so the framework which has been proposed here mainly consists of the two feature reduction algorithms. One is canonical correlation analysis, and the second one is the linear discriminant analysis. So, these two analytic procedures are mainly used for the dimensionality reduction process. So, as this dimensionality reduction process is, so when we take some data sets, and if the data sets are huge to use, so at that time we are going to decrease the dimensions of the data. So something like we are going to reduce the data set, but we need to make sure that we are not going to miss any important features. So that particular dimensionality reduction can be actually done by using these two algorithms. So these two are these feature reduction algorithms, so CCA and LDA. So to come to the main proposed framework, the data set which has been used here is the UNSW NB15 data set. So this has 1,53,000 of records, which actually has the data consisting of both behaviors, like the normal behavior and the abnormal behavior. So here the main intention or the main motive is to find the intruders, attacks, or some malicious content, right? So the data which I have considered here, this consists of the data with intrusion activities and without intrusion activities. That is the normal and the abnormal data. So when we consider this particular data, we are going to apply some feature reduction on this by using any of these two feature reduction algorithms, like the canonical correlation analysis or the linear discriminant analysis. So we are going to use those feature reduction algorithms on this particular data sets. Then we are going to use some machine learning algorithms. So what machine learning algorithms we have used here is, we have used some 7 types of algorithms and the 7 types of classifiers which actually classify the normal data and the attacked data. So that I'll show it in the next slide. So we are going to take the testing data, we are going to do the dimensionality reduction, and finally we are going to classify the different intrusion detection systems which are applied on this particular data set. That is the UNSW NB15 data set. So coming to this canonical correlation analysis, as it's discussed, like it's a dimensionality reduction technique or the algorithm or the method. So it usually measures the associations among any two sets of variables. And what it does is it infers the information from two different variated variables. So when two different variables are taken, so it infers the exact information. I mean, it gets out the maximally correlated information from the two different variables. And coming to the linear discriminant analysis, this is also a dimensionality reduction technique. So this actually generates the decision region between any two given classes. Like it is used to find a linear combination of features which characterizes or separates two or more classes of objects. So these 7 are the intrusion detection schemes which we normally which were used in this. Like we can say these are the classifiers also which are used to classify the normal data and the attacked data. So something like non-intrusive data and the intrusive data in the data set which we have considered. So Navy base, random forest, red tree, random committee, banging, and randomized filter. So these all 7 classifiers were considered as the ID schemes. These were considered as the intrusion detection schemes. So, and the tool which we have used here is the Apache Spark. So we are going to build up the classifiers on this Apache Spark, and then we are going to classify the data on the taken data set. So actually, why we have considered Apache Spark is, I mean, we have Hadoop, we have Beehive, we have remaining tools also. But this Apache Spark is like it's more faster than the Hadoop and the remaining tools also, and it's a unified analytics engine which is used for large data processing. As we are considering the big data sets, so we have considered this Apache Spark, and uh, it's a general purpose cluster computing framework also. So that is the reason why we have used this Apache framework here, and it also withholds the data parallelism and the fault tolerance characteristic. And so as we have said that we are going to segregate the data sets as normal and abnormal data sets. So what these are the performance matrices, or these are the detection matrices which we are going to consider, that is the accuracy, kappa statistic, recall, and the training time. So we have still many, like finding the false alarm rates, finding the positive rates, but I have considered only these 4 performance metrics. So coming to this accuracy, here we are going to measure the percentage of correct detection between the abnormal and the normal data. And also we can know the how many false alarms has been generated from the intrusion detection system. Coming to the kappa statistic, here we are going to measure, like this is the metric which is used to know like how closely the instances are classified. So whatever the machine learning classifier we have considered, so how far the classifier is able to closely monitor the instances and how it is able to classify the instances is normally calculated in this kappa statistic. And coming to this recall is normally used like are there any missing parts in the data sets we have considered. Like if a particular record is used to find some xyz matrix, or some xyz statistic, or some xyz feature, then this recall metric actually measures like are there any missing values, or are there any missing data is there or not. So we can usually call this recall as a detection rate also. And training time is the time which is taken by our classifiers to detect the actual procedure. So actually what we have done is we have taken, we have divided the UNSW N15 dataset into 2 datasets, where one is the smaller dataset and another one is the larger dataset. So the larger dataset will be like 150 MB of size, and the smaller dataset is taken like 66
Last
MB.
2 minutes.
Okay, ma'am. So these are the results. So when we have considered this, we can find like in all the classifiers, the random tree and the rep tree have performed well in this network intrusion detection system, as they take the less training time and they have more accuracy. So this is the data set which has been considered, which has in attack records and normal records. And this is the data set, like it has all the different attacked count of records. And coming to the conclusion, so this particular framework is speed and effective for intrusion detection. And as we have used this UNSW dataset, it has emerged as the performance evaluated dataset, as we have applied the proposed framework. And so it can be finally concluded that this method is better, faster, and more efficient when used on Apache Spark. And these are the references which are used. Thank you.
Questions from the audience?
Any questions?
Okay, thank you, Sirisha.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Sujata?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
Yeah, presented. Start, madam.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Very good afternoon, one and all. Good afternoon, ma'am. Myself, M. Mary Sujata, Assistant Professor in National Sanskrit University, Tirupati. Today, I'm going to make a talk on study on artificial intelligence behind natural language processing. So, in this talk, I would like to highlight mainly 3 points. One is how artificial intelligence-based computational techniques are useful while going with natural language processing. And secondly, what are the different steps which are used while building a model. And finally, I would like to conclude with what are the challenges this natural language processing is facing while translating. So in this aspect, I would like to make a note like how this artificial intelligence is related to natural language processing. So language is a barrier through which communication used to take place, and the study of a language is called as linguistics. In this aspect, where this artificial intelligence came into picture. So before it, artificial intelligence also translation is there, but after emergence of certain computational techniques, the things made much more efficient and easier. In such a way, there exist many algorithms which are in practice. With the help of these algorithms, the things came into the picture. So here, the combination of artificial intelligence with the machine learning techniques, it gave a birth to natural language processing, such that the process was much more efficient and easier. So why machine translation only? As I already mentioned, translation is also already there before the hand, but why we are going with machine translation? What is the specific reason? The specific reason behind machine translation is, if you consider as data or a language, it consists both structured and unstructured data. So to process unstructured data, it might be an emojis or it might be any kind of facial expressions. The language, the machine is efficient enough that it can translate very easily, whereas normal translation is not possible with that. And secondly, machine translation algorithms are fortunately they are fit enough that we can manage these things at server side, client side, and also they are manageable with the applications in the smartphones also. So in this aspect, everyone can able to use these translation techniques very easily, such that they can see, hear, sense, and think whatever the way that whatever the input that we are giving. So what are the present techniques which are available? There are many techniques which are available from past days to till now. Based on the available all techniques, the existing techniques are broadly classified into 4 levels. One is direct translation, intermediate representation, corpus-based machine translation, knowledge-based machine translation. As a part of direct translation, word-to-word translation is to be taken place with the help of dictionary lookup. It's a lexical-based translation technique. There exists much disadvantages with this type of translation technique, such as there is a chance of having more than one meaning for a particular word. Secondly, is intermediate translation taken place. As a part of intermediate translation technique, it's an analytical model in where for analyzing each and every sentence, it is used to analyze not only the action, not only about the sentence, but also the action. For example, if we consider a word, he goes, it would be analyzed in such a way like there is an act of going, he think, he eat, it's an act of eating. Likewise, apart from the given phrase, it also considers about the action, like what is the following action that would be taken place as a part of intermediate representation. And third one, corpus-based machine translation. It's a source to destination of having intermediate layer. So in such a way, there is a parallel text which gets associated with the corpus-based in source text and also in the destination text. in which complete given input would be divided into different tokens, and with the help of those tokens, syntax tree would be constructed. There exists very many disadvantages with this particular technique, corpus-based machine translation, as while constructing this syntax tree, there is a chance of having structural ambiguity and scope ambiguity. I can explain you with an example. Structural ambiguity means, like, for example, if I take a sentence, he is watching TV and eating food. So here there are two different activities the same person is doing. He is watching TV and also taking food. So in such a case, there exists an ambiguity to which sentence or to which action we have to go with the subject. And secondly, scope ambiguity. I have seen a girl with a cap. I have seen a girl with a cap. Here, the word cap, we are unambiguous with whom it is associated with. Is it associated with me or with the girl? Likewise, there is a chance of having structural and scope ambiguity while dealing with a particular sentence in corpus-based machine translation. And finally, knowledge-based machine translation is a rule-based translation technique in which we are going to consider certain rules, like while building a syntactic tree, and there exists a relation from source text to the target text in form of encoder and decoder, such as while entering the data in the source language, we will take the help of encoder, and in the same way, while decoding converting the same thing into target language, we will take the help of decoder. Based on some back propagation techniques, we will go with this particular knowledge-based machine translation techniques. Apart from these techniques, we have many other techniques also, but this is the basic classification which was given. Based on this basic classification, existing natural language processing techniques which are related to artificial intelligence are mainly classified into three types. One is rule-based systems, classical machine learning techniques, and deep learning techniques. Rule-based systems, as I just mentioned, now itself, they are knowledge-based systems. So with the help of encoders and decoders, they used to be turned on. For translating each and every sentence, they will go with certain rules and regulations. With the help of automata and all, these things are going to exist. And secondly, classical machine learning techniques. An example for this is a kind of spam detection based on existing source text, that the machine is intelligent enough that it is going to think whether it is valuable or useful or not. And finally, deep learning techniques. These are the things which are coming to practice. They are really intelligent enough that they are going to drive their models on their own. They don't consider they won't consider existing features. They are intelligent enough that they are going to assess whatever the features which are there, and based on those features, they are going to design their models. So based on this classification, the existing algorithms which are there in natural language processing are these things like bag of words, tokenization, stop words removal, stemming, lemmatization, topic modeling, data vectors, feature selection. So all these are the different algorithms which are already available. I don't want to discuss all these things, but what I would like to tell you here is these are the different algorithms based on which we are making translation process as of now. And the explanation for this I already given in the given study paper, and later onwards, based on these algorithms, what are the different applications which has been developed and we people are using. These are the different applications or use cases which have been developed and are in present scenario in the society which we people are using. The best example I can tell you is our Alexa. Wherever we go, we are using some smart intelligent system to translate our whatever the problem that we are facing, maybe related to traffic or maybe related to what are the decision that we want to take, our personal assistant. Even nowadays, the doctors are not available directly to the patient. Based on patient information, the system itself is intelligent enough that it is translating what actually the problem is, and based on it is recommending some medicine also, like a personal doctor. So these are the different set of applications or use cases we people are using with the help of natural language processing only, and based on existing algorithms, these things came into picture. And this secondly, I'm moving to the second aspect of my paper, like modeling, how we can build a model, how efficiently we can build a new model from the existing things. For this purpose, we have to go with four different parts. The first one is whatever the input which we have, we need to make a vectorization. Based on that we have to understand what are the different tokens which are available. Token is nothing but a kind of word, we can say. After removing all unnecessary things, everything, after making all data processing, we will make whatever the really required words which we want, we will take into consideration. Based on those tokens, we will make the data processing. It's this particular task we call it as a data processing. And after making data processing, once everything is ready in our hand, now it is ready that we can train our model in form of training and testing. Some amount of data we can take it as a training data set, and some other data we can take it as a testing data set. After building a model, we'll use this data. Further, we will classify the data and translate that into a target sentence. This is what the actual processor which is going to take place as of now. And based on this, we are also intelligent. I mean, we can also develop our own models. Like in INLTP, like Python, it has its own efficient packages which are available to help this kind of feature. And finally, what I would like to conclude here is, as we know, already different set of models are there, different set of algorithms are also available. Then why still again we are going with this topic? The thing is, existing algorithms are more friendly with the European languages. As they got developed there, they are very friendly with the European languages. And secondly is our country. I mean, Indian languages are really structurally rich language and complex in nature. Like for example, if you consider Sanskrit of having structurally rich language, such kind of languages for making translation, still people are using regular translation techniques or traditional translation techniques only. So for that sake, we can go with new model development, and we can use those models for translation purpose, such that our scriptures and our Vedas, everything can a common man can read. And finally, the existing translation techniques, every translation technique, whatever I listed, whatever the translation technique which you have taken, they consist of different layers, like a source language which is going to convert it into middle layer. There exists a middle layer interface before converting into target language. Instead of having this kind of architecture, if you can able to minimize it by source to destination or source to target, it would be efficient enough. Based on these features, there is a chance of going with the future endeavors. Thank you one and all for giving me this opportunity, and these are the references for the topic what I said. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sujata.
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions from the audience? Sujata, we heard that huge research is being carried out in natural language processing in Sanskrit Vidyapit.
Yes,
so what kind of research you are involved in?
Yes, ma'am. That's what even after coming here, I thought like these people are using still traditional techniques only for translation of Vedas and all. Still manual translation is only taking place. So if there is any possibility that we can go with computerization, it would be good enough. That's what I'm thinking, ma'am. In that aspect only, I just made a study of this in NLP. I just presented this, ma'am.
Okay, so you are in the starting stage.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am.
C. Lakshmi, next. You can close the presentation, Sujata.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm checking for.
Just stop sharing, that's all. Yeah. C. Lakshmi. Are you there? Chandana Priya. C.S. Udaya. Sandhya T. Sandhya T. G. Sandhya Madhuri. Hemavati. Geetanjali. Balamurali Krishna. Moinuddin. Unmute, man. Please unmute your mic. Yeah.
Good
Can you
morning.
start your presentation, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Moinuddin, Assistant Professor, Wales Institute of Science Technology, and my topic is an analysis on airline passengers satisfaction through services provided by international airlines. The objective of this study is to identify the quality of food service provided to international airline passengers in respect with flight catering, and secondly, the other parameters that satisfies the passengers with the nature of airline administration. The international airlines has specific flight catering services. They are supervising and providing foods and refreshment to airline, which has become a point of convergence to their administration in competing with one another airline, and to keep their esteem in the memories of the passengers. That's the onboard facilities like giving food and various facilities like cabin crew. The cabin, and then about the seating comfort, legroom facilities like that, and internet and smart screens in the airline. So these are the additional facilities are provided by airlines. And now, to time that the mini establishment has profited the
By
international
anything,
airlines.
sir, can you please put your presentation in slideshow presentation mode?
Okay.
Slideshow.
One second.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yes. So at this point, for this kind of facilities has profited the international airlines with an advancement in quality and the return of loyal customers to their airline. Furthermore, it has been setting a constructive platform for a customer to pick a particular airline to travel. The in-flight requirements like seat comfort, air condition, hygiene, entertainment, food and beverages has witnessed a steady transformation in each airline. The materials and method used for the study is the collecting data using questionnaire, quantitative method, using some satisfactory levels of passengers from international airlines. The primary data acquired by the questionnaire on overall satisfaction of the international airline passengers with various parameters of customer satisfaction on food quality, cabin crew, service quality, and onboard facilities. The question is randomly distributed to the airline passengers, and the departure gate to conduct a quantitative study based on evaluation of feedback. Thus, the analysis was done with the help of a statistical tool, SPSS 24 version 24. We have prepared one model, for the satisfaction of airline passengers, as the food is prepared from uh, on the contract basis, from a flight kitchen which is outside the airport. And whereas when it reached to the airline, once after the food is prepared and packed from the flight catering kitchen, it is being sent to the airline, and then it is boarded into the airline, then only it goes to the passenger. So here the main thing is satisfaction comes with the quality of the food, which is prepared by the airlines. And then second, the services provided by the airline, like inside the cab, inside the airline, how the cabin crews are serving that food to the passengers, like keeping that food hot and serving, according to the guest request. All this matters with the passenger satisfaction, and this will make the passengers to become a loyal passengers. So that is why we have proposed this model. And then a mean score is obtained through SPSS. And this here, we can say that majority of the passengers are satisfied that the food is fresh, and also they are satisfied with the services provided by the cabin crew. And little bit the food is have, I mean, disappointment comes with the uh, thing like the food is served with which is not hot like that. So these are like we can see this deviation is high in some point of, you can see here, for the food served is not hot, is hot means there we can see deviation, standard deviation, and mean is little less. And now the outcomes of this study demonstrate that the in-flight technology with onboard facilities refers to electronic gadgets like which is connected with IoT, and then the seat comfort, and then about furthermore about like other facilities like providing mini bar and the television and LCD screens like that. So these are the additional facilities being found that required for the airline passengers. And the outcome mean score here we can see 3.96 displays that the satisfactory levels are varied with the passengers of the airline carrier as first class, executive, and economic class. This results also displays with the mean score 3.87.13. Thus, the passengers' expectations are more in terms of food presentation or the method of food service offered by cabin crew. Simultaneously, we can also see mean square 4.06 to 0.14 showed that demonstrate the cabin crews are courteous and responding to the guest requests. So the study reveals the conclusion. The study reveals that the passengers of international airlines are focused towards the hygiene, food standards. Nevertheless, the cabin crew are concentrate to develop their customer base through their hospitality. As the mean displays again here, we can see 4.06 0.14, and with the passenger satisfaction on cabin crew, politeness, and response. So, however, the passenger satisfaction also based on the trend and keep changing technology in regard with the passenger. So, any questions? Thank you, thank you all of you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you have another paper, right?
Yes, madam, I have. Can I present it now?
Yeah, continue.
The next topic is OTA-based online marketing with contemporary trends of tourism. The objective of this study is targeted towards finding online information obtained in huge volume through online service gathered from online travel agents in order to know the present marketing trend in tourism industry. So materials and method. This study is carried out with an online survey based on reviews of hotel guests using OTA websites, and also an explicit questionnaire is prepared from a quantitative analysis to complete this study. There are around 300 questionnaires are randomly distributed to the guests of various hotels in Chennai, and only 265 valid completed questionnaires are used for analysis. The SPSS version 24 is used to make this analysis. The t-test result shows that because we have taken around sources, what are the modes of reservation into the hotel industry. So like OTA websites, online hotel app, and then that is a mobile app, and then a search engine optimization, and then furthermore hotel website and traditional method of marketing. So all these parameters we have taken, and out of that we have seen that online travel agents has provided the maximum number of occupancy. With that mean we can see 83.37, and with the standard mean standard error around 0.69 is lesser. And further we also have seen the other methods also having like hotel website is also providing occupancy. The results demonstrate a mean value of online marketing variables equals between each method of marketing, which is prepared data collected from hotel. This is a mean value 83.37 among the total number of variables 382. Along with that, the standard deviation, where actually it is 0.681. So out of 382 variables numbers, and standard error 0.691 to OTA websites. This signifies OTA websites are showing progressive growth of reservation in hotel industry. And further, we have done one linear regression on this, and to know the significance, in that OTA websites have given the significant value with 0.000 here. And also here we also can see that traditional method is uh, negatively associated with the study. And the coefficients of online marketing at hotels are significant with the dependent variable reservations of hotel rooms, which is considered as comparison variable with independent variables to validate their association, like hotel website reservation from search engine, and then online hotel app and traditional method. OTA and hotel websites shows a stronger association in regard with online marketing, with a significant value of B is equal to 0.245, with a significant value uh, 0.220 for OTA, and for hotel website B is equal to 0.083 and significant value with 0.014. So whereas the traditional marketing method is negatively associated with a significant value of B is equal to minus 0.805, P is equal to and 0.000. So here we conclude that the advanced online marketing in present scenario are tied up with utilizing the innovations to connect with the existing OTA websites, where guests can opt their preferences and filter their results with budget. As the study proves that the more amount of guests reserved in hotel by OTA website with a significant value, B is equal to 0.245 and significant value P is equal to zero point 0.00. As this online marketing is cost effective in comparison with methods, traditional methods, hotels are dedicated towards the optimization of their website using search engine marketing in addition with Google Ads. And the hotels are streamlining their websites even now and then. Similarly, social media marketing also supporting to luxurious hostel, as the guests prefer to online reviews, which improves the hotel reservation. Thank you. Any questions?
So, what is the novelty in your work?
Actually, all these years in hotel, the traditional reservation method was being followed, and still some of the hotels are following this traditional method for marketing. Here, travel agents, tour operators who are providing the reservations to luxury hotels. In fact, but in present trend, it is getting changed with the uh, innovation of web, and as well as the influence of OTA, online travel agents. Like these websites are influencing the room occupancy into the hotel. So this is the novelty of this study.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Any questions from the audience? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bhavya,
Yes, ma'am.
start your presentation.
It is visible, ma'am.
Yes.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning to the respected faculty. My name is Sujay Bhatta. I am from MTech CSC. My presentation is about smart voting system based on fingerprint and face recognition. Coming to the contents, abstract introduction, literature survey, smart voting system, methodologies, application, conclusion, and references. Coming to the abstract. Voting plays a major role in democratic nations like India. Major drawback of the elections is bogus voting. Main object of designing this system is to have impartial elections. OID is conducting different experiments with different technologies to keep elections more secure. The two more popular technologies like face recognition and fingerprint can overcome the manual voting system. While coming to the introduction, the election commission in India uses EVMs like electronic voting machine, which need more manpower and less trustworthy. There could be a chances of cheating at the time of election process. In this system, authentication of voters, security of voting process, protecting the voters became major challenges. So in this system, we have three level of security verification. We need to clear the first two. After that, a person is allowed to go for the third level of security verification. Usage of new technology makes voting processing natural. Automated method of recognizing a person is more popular in nowadays. This system offers high security and also increase voting percentage. Well, coming to the literature survey, the first paper, the smart voting system based on fingerprints and face recognition. In this, the author describes about the both software and hardware. The system is designed like that, like implementing the application as the software and hardware. The software used in this application is MATLAB, and the hardware or fingerprint module and webcam series home processor. While coming to the second, smart voting system support through face recognition. In this main authentication technique, by using Aadhaar card database, you can recognize the face recognition. Verification is done. Voter ID card verification, face recognition using eigenface algorithm is done. While coming to the third one, smart voting system. Smart voting system is nothing but the online voting system using devices like mobile, laptops, etc. It maintains high-level security. Voting database, voters are voters particulars are stored in the database. EVM uses fingerprint scanner for verification. While coming to the voting system using Aadhaar card, it is the high level biometric pattern recognition. It has the features like biometric system, and the biometric system is nothing but the pattern recognition system database module. It stores the templates of the voter. I mean, like date of birth, name, date of birth, yes, like including it. While coming to the embedded based e-voting system through fingerprint, it offers the fingerprint and Aadhaar card verification. The features are what the author described in this paper are preventing fraudulent voting, which it can be done through fingerprint verification, generating reports, system generate automatic reports like results and etc. Well, this is the manual voting process where we go to the booth and make process as manual, like officer marking on the index finger like this. This is the manual voting. What is smart voting? Uh, smart vote Smart voting is nothing. Every citizen above 18 years of age is eligible to vote. Nowadays, rising population for checking the validity of voters has become a problem. It is the modern technology and internet are more widely accessible. Biometric technology plays a major role in technology, where the users bring the increasing need for the electronic services and their security process. The election data is stored
recorded and processed primarily as digital information. This is a voter registration process. Our first step is to register with our details. At the time of registration, system captures the face and store in the database. We need to pass the 3 levels of security. System checks for first system checks the unique ID, that is mean by Aadhaar code and voter ID. If both are correct, then the system will capture the image and process in the database. If the image in the database is matched, the person is allowed to vote. After voting, system automatically log out. Election Commission can log in and check with the given ID and password and continuous voting processing. What is mean by the major part of fingerprint and fingerprint recognition? Fingerprint recognition is nothing but the biometric pattern recognition system that operates parametric data of an individual. It can be done in either verification or identification mode. Identification mode is nothing but the searching identities in the database of a material of a matter. Preventing what is nothing but verification is preventing multiple people voting using same identity through mobile device. It has when we open an application in the mobile device, this is the basic steps you need to follow. Login. If you forget, the forget page will open. Result activity, OTP sent to the registered mobile number so that you can cast the vote. Like these are the registered login, forget password, result activity, OTP activity. Face recognition. In this, the image is captured and passed to the face detection algorithm. There are 3 algorithms. Eigenface algorithm. It is nothing but this technique is commonly used for the recognition of faces based on general facial patterns like facial expressions, extracting facial expression images like point to point. It uses PCA method. PCA method is principal component analysis method to form eigenvalues. These eigenvalues defined by the eigenfaces, which are eigenvectors of the data set images. Fisher face algorithm. It is the extension of eigenfaces. It uses both PCA and LCA. LCA is nothing but linear dimensional analysis. It is used for the larger images. It is used for the reduction of the larger images. As LDA, I mean linear dimension analysis, helps in finding direction better than PCA. So SATF algorithm, it is nothing but the speeded up robust features algorithm. It undergoes 3 comparison of images like feature detecting, finding correction orientation, feature description of reconstructing the images, 3D images of the face. While coming to the methodologies, RFID based voting system, radio frequency identification deals with the microcontroller GSM technologies for the verification of a voter ID. If the voter ID matches, it sends OTP from the GSM module. Location free voting system with the help of IoT technology. IoT is used for detection of fraud is identified with the help of fingerprint sensor. So voter can cast the vote from any location without any geographical restrictions. While coming to the mobile-based facial recognition using OTP verification for the voting process. In this application, log in the application using ID and password given by the software. So application captures the voice of the voter and matches with the database. Once matched, OTP is sent, then the person is allowed to cast the vote. Password is encrypted using a message digest 5 algorithm, Arduino based fingerprint voting system. Here Arduino UNO Mega 328 used for this method. It can create database for all the citizens, like one database is equal to one district. It is offline version of electronic based fingerprint voting system. Application, like wherever we go, just the fingerprint can access to all the applications like Aadhaar card, everything, whatever the government schemes we apply, just the fingerprint is the major role we play in day-to-day life. Fast tracking voting, which is used in small scale elections. Face recognition, popular in all the like Facebook, Twitter, everything. It is possible, like even the mobile screens also. Like, so these are the popular technologies. These are the references. Any queries? Thank you, ma'am. Any queries?
Any questions from the audience? Thank you, Bhavya.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, ma'am.
So it's 12:52 now. So it's time for lunch. So we shall meet in the afternoon and for further presentations. Venkat Krishna, sir. Thank you all for nice presentations. And further presentations will be starting by 2 o'clock. Thank you.